Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lane Kowalk again. As you guys know, I do a little bit of real estate investing, and today I'm going to talk about a little bit of ways I interpret properties. I'm going to talk to you about the rent-to-value ratio. It's a metric that I use to kind of analyze properties. And the title of my speech today, which is the organization speech, is Rent-to-Value Ratio, Tinder Style. So before we get started, do you guys know what Tinder is?
No.
Yeah, I shouldn't have.
Raise a hand. Who's on there? Yeah. Christian Knight, and I've seen you on there.
No, I swear. What's
C Knight 54. So for you guys who don't know, Tinder is an app on your phone. Obviously, there's a lot of suitors out there for any one gal or guy. So what you do is the person's picture comes up, and if you like what you see, you swipe left or you swipe right if you don't. The idea is somewhere out across the city or across the country, somebody else is doing the same thing and might swipe the right way that you are, and it'll be a match. So
It's a dating app.
it's a dating app.
Oh, okay.
Some people call it the hooking up app,
Oh, hookup app.
hookup app.
Oh.
So how does this relate to real estate investing? There's a lot of homes out there. There's a lot of people potentially to date. So one way of doing it, when you're on the app, obviously you're looking at the picture. That's the first thing you're looking at. When I look at properties, I look at this thing called the rent-to-value ratio. So what is the rent-to-value ratio? You take the rent, by how much you get per month, you divide it by how much the market value it costs. So a quick example. Something that rents for $1,000 a month, divided by the market value, $100,000. That's 1,000 divided by 100,000. That's 1%. And this 1% is kind of a rule that I look at. If a property is under 1%, I swipe left. Don't even look at it. If it is higher than 1%, then I'm gonna swipe the other way and kind of just keep it in my back pocket. So this really helps me because sometimes I get these long spreadsheets of just properties, and what I do is I do my little conditional formatting on my Excel spreadsheet, and I just light up some things red, some things green, I delete all the red ones, and I move on from there. It's a way of kind of filtering through all the crap that's out there, because as an investor you get a lot of this stuff, and you only got so much time in the day to kind of date properties and potentially seek the best one. So the next part of my speech is I'm going to kind of talk about some of the nuances on this rent-to-value ratio. I kind of gave out a little handout there. It's a graph. Some people are graph people. Some people can't visualize graphs, so that's why I kind of passed it out. This rent-to-value ratio is not typically straight. On the high end, you got very high-priced properties. $500,000 for a property, you're not going to get that 1% ratio, which is $5,000 a month. You're going to get like half of it. So on the high end, this rent-to-value ratio tails off, and on the low end, you got kind of a lot of pretty good, seemingly by the numbers properties. I can pick up properties for about 50 grand that'll rent for about $600 to $800, and that's when you look at it, you're like, oh wow, it's like 1.5%, 2% on this rent-to-value ratio, but that's definitely not the way to go, because sometimes you gotta carry your gun to go pick up your rent. Or these tenants, like some of them just don't have bank accounts. They're going to Walmart. I mean, it's just kind of the nature of the beast. It's not to say that these homes aren't good investments, but they're a little bit trickier to run for a new person. And then I wanted to kind of bring this home for you guys living in Seattle, Kirkland, or King County in general. When you guys are taking a look at properties out here, typically the rent-to-value ratio out here is about 0.5%. So in Seattle, where I live, like a $400,000 kind of average home, take 0.5% of that, usually about $200 or $2,000 a month is typically what you're going to see for rent. And that ratio pretty much holds true. You're in Kirkland, and you got $1 million house out here, 0.5%, you're probably going to get $4,000, $500 or $5,000 a month. So the rent to value ratio pretty much holds true. I look at the 1% as kind of my golden rule once again, and from just my experience, if you're not at that 1%, you're typically losing money, based on the rents. It's just not carrying your debt service, such as your mortgage or expenses. Things break in and you have to fix. So I want to kind of close out with my talk, and this rent to value ratio is just one metric that I look at. But I think if you guys are kind of somewhat interested in real estate, it's kind of a good starting point. What I would do is, if you want to just look at properties, just make a spreadsheet, the address, how much is potential rent, and how much is the property worth, and then do that little spreadsheet calculation and seeing where this is on the rent to value metric. And if you don't care, then you're at a dinner cocktail party, and somebody says to you, oh, I got this cool investment property in Kirkland, and then you can ask them, oh, how much does it rent for? How much does it, what'd you pay for it? And you can do this quick math in your head and kind of see if this guy is just an investor or is this guy just a collector of properties and he's actually losing money every month. So that's all I had to talk about the rent to value ratio. If you guys wanted to learn more about real estate investing, I have more stuff on my website, which I've been kind of working on lately, or come talk to me. But at least you'll have something cool to talk about at the cocktail party.
Wonderful way of carrying through on